right? So with my GPS program, what we start with is who you are. That's your starting point. How do you learn? What's your interest? You know, just basic things like that. That's your starting point. And then what do you want out of life is where you're going. Now, in a GPS, do we ever get off course?
Yes.
What happens when we get off course? Reroute. And that's what happens in life. When we get off course, things change, life happens, we get off course, but because we got a plan, we reroute. See, the problem is when you don't have a plan, you don't even know you off course. The problem is when you don't have a plan, you can't reroute. Reroute to what? And that's why you can't go shooting from the hips, being willy-nilly. You gotta have a plan. It sounds simple, but it's not in the sense that it's what we have to start with. And see, we all wanna just get to the end point. I don't have to deal with all that other stuff. But you'll never get to your end point if you don't even know what your end point is. And that's why you have to start with a plan. And that's why I love that video, because it's both motivating, but it's just right on point. Because that's what it don't matter what you want to do with your life, that's what it's about. You got to know what it is you want to do. Yes, ma'am.
So is it like taking baby steps, would you say?
You can take baby steps, big steps. You can fly.
Okay.
But yes, no, but baby steps, exactly, because when we start our plan, right, we're not going to be as efficient about the things we need to do or what we need to know.
Okay.
And those are the baby steps you're referring to.
Okay, gotcha.
You start carefully.
Yes.
But for the rest of our lives, we want to keep taking baby steps, because if we keep doing it, we keep persevering, eventually we're going to know where we are, what we're doing, and now the steps get bigger,
Yeah.
right? Yes, ma'am.
I was gonna say, piggybacking on what you said, I love this terminology, fail to plan, plan to fail.
Yes. Yes. Fail to plan, plan to fail. That's what you're doing when you don't have a plan. Yes, sir.
You know, what you're saying, you know, it's kind of like having a door. The door is closed, and it's gonna stay closed unless you have a plan to get into the door.
That is correct.
And then once you do, the door opens, and then you can have another door ahead of you, and have to have another plan to get through that door, so all the doors are open.
And those are your baby steps. Those are your steps. Those are your steps. That is correct. Well said. This stuff is not hard. It's just things that we don't think about because we allow life to get involved with it so much that it distracts us from what we need to focus on. And you heard in that video, it said, focus.
Yes.
And it's hard. You got to keep doing it no matter what. I'm still in my plan. I haven't reached my destination. This is a journey I'm on. And it's crazy. But some days I'm like, man, this is, I'm going back to do what I was doing before because I knew how to do that.
Easy.
But I know better. Because every time I get in a room with people like yourselves, and then I see the joy on your face when you accomplish something, then I know that the work that I'm doing has purpose. Every time I meet individuals like this wonderful lady in the back of the room, and I see the work she puts in, and building relationships. It's hard to maintain relationships. Because it means you got to go do something outside of what you've been doing. You got to go do that anyway. You got to stop and take the time. But it's important, it's necessary, because none of us can do this without each other. And so that's why on a Saturday morning, that's why yesterday, out in the 90-degree weather, I went and cut my lawn so my wife wouldn't say, honey, there you go again, going to do all that work and you ain't taking care of business at home. I took care of my business at home yesterday because I knew I had to be here today. Critical thinking. Right?
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, I just want to say I love your energy and your mission over the 8 years that you've been doing this. How many lives do you think you have touched
Wow. It certainly has been hundreds through the various organizations.